Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another edition of Tool Tech Tuesday. Tonight, we have the last piece of the puzzle. We're going to be talking about some PrimeWeld products. You know, in the past few weeks, we've been working on the perfect weld cart. What I think would be just absolutely positively perfect to have in a small shop like myself. We got the Vulcan weld cart. We have the TIG 225 from PrimeWeld, and then we also have the PrimeWeld Cut 60. The last piece of that puzzle is the PrimeWeld Mig180, and we're going to be adding that to the cart and going through the steps and processes what all this machine can do. In a way, it's kind of like a multi-processing unit because of being able to MIG weld. It does come with a spool gun, and it also comes with a stick stinger. I myself personally have never really searched for it or looked at it. I've never saw a MIG welder be able to do stick welding. It's always been like a TIG welder or something like that being able to do the stick welding. So I found it kind of unique in itself that you were able to stick weld with this unit. So we're going to get this unboxed and we're going to try and go through all the features that this has to offer. First, open up your box, you're going to have your manual. Your first box on top is going to be all the essentials. And then packed in foam just like every other PrimeWeld that we have received. It's going to be the machine itself. As soon as you open your box, you're going to have your manual. Just like every other PrimeWeld manual, it is pretty much full color. Not black and white, or not color on the front page and then black and white the rest of the way through. It's color and very detailed to tell you exactly how to set the machine up and to use it, whether you're using stick, MIG, or the spool gun. First thing in your essentials box is going to be your little handheld mask with your chip and hammer and wire brush. Going to have your MIG gun. Looks to be like maybe 8 foot, maybe 10 foot stinger. Gonna have your stick stinger with a Dens 35 on it. This is a dual voltage machine, so they include, it's a dual voltage machine, which means you can run it on 110 or 220. My scenario or my setup is going to be 220, but if you want to run it on 110, they do give you the ability to do that, and they do include that pigtail with it. Standard ground plug, just like all the other machines. Dens 35, nice sturdy ground clamp. Got your gas hose, again, crimped ends, very, very nice. My stupid expensive MIG welder over there doesn't even have a crimped hose on it. You're going to get a spool of MIG wire, and then you do have the spool gun itself, and you get some extra tips with the spool gun. The spool gun does come loaded with some aluminum wire. I have never used one of these, so this is going to be quite the venture. I don't know how much I will use this since we do have the TIG 225. I'm able to TIG weld aluminum, but it will be quite unique to be able to try one of these because I've never actually used one. Got a small little package of consumables for the MIG welder itself, some extra tips. Looks like they've given you a 3.0 and a 4.0. And then it's the same regulator that came with the TIG 220. So we're going to get all this stuff hooked up, get it ready to go, and start off with some MIG welding.
All right, when you're setting up the front of the machine, you're gonna wanna know what you're gonna be running. Right here, we got a button for stick or MIG operations. Then you have your 2T and 4T operation button here. You got your voltage, then you have your wire speed for MIG welding. Now, this is your wire feed controller. So you're gonna wanna know if you're gonna be doing shield gas or if you're gonna be doing flux core. If you're going to be doing flux core, you're gonna take your wire feed controller and you're gonna put it in your negative side. If you're going to be running shield gas, you're gonna put it in your positive side. So in our case, we're gonna put it in our positive side and twisting it over right there like that. Now, and then your negative ground clamp will go in this side right here and twist and tighten that up. And then you're gonna put your MIG gun in here, tighten up your set screw on the inside of your cabinet, and then plug in your trigger operation or plug in your gas and trigger operation right there. Now, if you're going to be running this as a stick machine, what you're gonna do is your ground is still gonna stay connected to this side. You're gonna unplug that side right there, and you're gonna plug your stick stinger into the positive side of your machine. And then this bottom knob is going to be your amperage for your stick controller. This is how you're gonna run your stick amperage here. One thing I did notice here also, it does indicate if you're plugged into 220 or 110. It does have a fail-safe, and then it does have your power indicator to let you know the machine is powered on. So I'll go ahead and grab the MIG stinger, get the rest of it connected up, and then head over there to the table and do some welding.
All right, before we get started, as you saw, I struggled setting that up just a little bit. That's one thing I do not like about the weld cart. I like to be able to open up my access door without having to move the welder. This is a 180 amp machine at 220 with only a 30% duty cycle. We're going to see how this goes. One thing I did notice is setting it up, I do not like the length of the stinger. I would like to have it maybe about 2 to 3 foot longer, maybe a 12-foot whip on the stinger, however you want to say it. This is your stinger, this is your whip, your cord, your lead, whatever you want to call it. I would like to have it probably about, I would say 2 to 3 foot longer, because my ground clamp is twice again as long as my whip or my lead. So that's one thing I would like to see. My machine is my other machine is a 200 amp machine at a 60% duty cycle. So we're going to see how this goes. I have this set up for 3/16 material, and then we're also going to try some corners material. We'll have to turn the machine up a little bit. Right off the bat, not bad at all. Right out of the box, very pretty nice. Actually really nice. You can see the heat signature on the backside. It's hot. I'll show you here in a minute. Heat signature on the backside. It kind of varies. That's my doings as I'm holding the Stinger. This is quite a bit smaller than what I'm used to. So at a 180 amp machine, I think we could do just a little bit better. Maybe upsize the Stinger, upsize the nozzle. Go just a little bit beefier on the Stinger end. As far as the weld itself, that's out of the box at recommended settings. So not too bad. That's what I was talking about with this heat signature right there. You see I started down at this end, and as I finished up down here, I was pretty hot. But that's 3/16 material, set for 3/16 material. Now we're gonna turn it up just a little bit and see if we can't burn in some 1/4 inch material with it. Now this does not have a setting for 1/4 inch material, so I'm just gonna have to play with the settings just a little bit. Recommended setting only goes up to 3/16, so we're gonna see how this goes with some 1/4 inch. Went up just a little bit and see if we can't get some sizzling bacon sound going on. Alright, we'll stop right there at a 30% duty cycle. I don't want to go all the way across this 8-inch coupon. I believe we would probably have a fault and it would shut down. But pretty nice. Filled that in really nice. Got a nice lap right there. You can see everything's good from the top to the bottom. As far as some steel MIG welding? As far as some steel MIG welding, very impressed with it. I do like the machine a lot. My only concern or my only problem is the length of the lead, and I think they could have went just a little bit bigger on the Stinger itself. Gonna have to get used to this 2-finger trigger. That was kind of choking me up or messing me up just a little bit getting started, kind of fumbling around with that. I'm used to only doing just an index finger trigger. That's something you probably could change pretty easy, just taking your whiz wheel and cut that off, and then you would just have one. When you are loading the machine, it is very nice because if it doesn't sense an arc, within just a few seconds, it does speed up the motor for loading some new wire. So, alright, before this video gets stupid long and people get bored, I think what I'll do, instead of trying the spool gun out in this video or the stick lead out in this video, we're going to end it there with just the MIG portion of the 180. My thoughts on it, like I said before, I'm not happy with this portion of the machine. Thus far, the way the machine runs, I'm extremely happy with the weld capabilities that this is some 1/4 inch material. Like I said, we only ran that 3-inch pass right there just because it does have a 30% duty cycle. I guess I could have pushed it, all the way and ran that 8 inches just to see what it actually would do. If it would throw the trouble code and shut down because it overheated. That's the worst that's going to happen. It's going to do a trouble code. It's going to overheat. It's going to overheat and it's going to show a trouble code, and the machine's going to cool down until we are able to weld anymore. So I guess in hindsight, maybe I would have went all the way across and seen and pushed it to the limit and seen if it would have did it. So, but as far as the MIG welding capabilities, I really like it. I would really have to get used to the Stinger tip, to that MIG Stinger. Really would have to. So, like I said, Next video is going to be on stick application, and also we're going to try out the aluminum spool gun. So with that being said, guys, this is the PrimeWeld 180. It's a 180 amp machine at a 30% duty cycle. So not too bad. Won't be able to run it quite as hard as what I'm used to, but should be good, just fine. So if you guys do need some practice coupons like this, in the description there is a link for Weld Metals Online. You guys use Chad10, you can get 10% off your entire purchase, no matter how many times you purchase. All these coupons that I use in all my videos come from Weld Metals Online. You guys check them out. Links in the description. Links in the description for PrimeWeld. I guess with that being said, if you guys don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys in the next one.